University and college students in Lethbridge are welcoming changes that will make it easier for students to vote in upcoming provincial elections. The Election Accountability Amendment Act was passed last week. Student leaders say the changes are welcome and long overdue. Terry Vote reports.
Julia Adolph comes from Three Hills but has been living in Lethbridge for the past 5 years. Even so, she had a tough time convincing election officials that she should be allowed to vote in last April's provincial election.
Actually, this has been one of our mandates for the last 5 years, and finally it's come through, and we've got this change so that now our students can actually vote here in Lethbridge, and it's just so much more beneficial for them, and they can actually be involved in our province, because right now, before this, they were being very much stifled.
Universities and colleges across the province have been pushing for this change, but students say it's an extremely big issue for the University of Lethbridge, because 70% of the students on campus come from outside the city.
We did run the Get Out the Vote campaign in April, and we took actually a bus of students down to the advanced polls on one of the days, and we had multiple students turned away because they didn't have the proper paperwork, because their driver's license said Calgary, but they actually lived in Lethbridge because, you know, they go to university here.
And, you know, for a lot of first-time voters, if your first experience is less than satisfactory in that way, it sort of scares you off. It intimidates you. And, you know, with voter turnout being as low as it is in Alberta and Canada in general, we need as many young voters out there voting.
Many students say they see themselves as permanent residents of the community, people who pay tuition, pay rent here, take classes, and work in the community.
I don't understand why there's a restriction that where their parents lived is where their MLA should be represented. It's kind of a ridiculous rule, or was, past tense.
Student leaders say it's sad that many young voters were turned away and maybe turned off of voting in the last election. But they're already planning an awareness campaign to make sure students know the rules have changed and that next time their vote will be counted. Terry Vote, CTV News, Lethbridge.
The bill also includes amendments that will affect campaign financing and other changes that pertain to municipal elections.